to the glass here are Inni and Gordito, two very beautiful giant otters. If you want to go and see them in the wild, you would need to head to the Amazon. But we do have a native otter here in the UK, and there's an extraordinary rumour going around that there are some literally just over there. The park is part of a 9,000-acre estate, and the story of the homegrown otters comes from the man who manages its vast woodlands, head of forestry, Jim.
Recently we've been doing a dog walk through the road here in the evenings, and we've seen barn owls, tawny owls. There's the wagtail on the bridge, and we've noticed there's some otter footprints. And I'm quite excited about that. Obviously, to see an otter in the wild would be absolutely amazing. And the second best thing is to try and get a photo.
The native Eurasian otter lives in holes or holts along riverbanks and is mainly nocturnal. In the hope of catching a glimpse of the ones living close to the park, Jim and his kids, Jessica and Archie, are looking for the best spot to set up night vision cameras. And that means searching for leftovers from hungry otters.
So it's definitely eating these swan mussels.
Look what I found!
What have you found?
Crayfish clawing up.
Oh yeah. To see the signs of an otter is so exciting.
Jim and the children have come across the remains of crayfish and freshwater mussels. As both are part of the otter diet, it's a fair bet that this is a good spot for their camera.
Okay, now which way is that going to look? How's it looking out of the water there? What do you reckon, Archie? You got it?
Right there.
Yeah, so anything that's going to go that way, it's got to go in front of our camera, hasn't it?
All that way.
All that way, yes. It can go the other way too.
To maximise their chances of catching sight of an otter, they put up 3 cameras. And signs look hopeful when Jessica catches sight of something else.
Yes! We got one!
It's a signal crayfish, an invasive species that's muscling in on its native cousin, and a toothsome treat for an otter.
You see on the back here, this great big paddle just goes and shoots through the water backwards. We've actually found prime otter food.
With the cameras set to record, Jim's feeling positive.
They're night vision, they're thermal imaging, so if anything's coming through here tonight, we're going to pick that up.
Fingers crossed it's the otter Jim's so keen to see.
But getting a great wildlife photo isn't child's play, as senior keeper Ian knows only too well. It's evening at the park and he's on a mission to nab an extra special snap.
It's nearly half past 8. We're at the top of the giraffe, so we've got the zebras and ostrich out in front of us. And an owl's been seen flying across here most nights. Obviously tonight we'll all see a dicky bird, but you never know.
Camera-shy wildlife is par for the course for Ian, because alongside his day job, he's been photographing the park's animals for 44 years now. On top of all that, he's also a keen twitcher, so when he's not tending the park's creatures, he spends hours watching the ones in his garden.
I get blue tits, great tits. I get woodpeckers. The rare birds I've got the bullfinch. They're really nice to watch.
But recently, Ian's had a new visitor, and he has absolutely no idea what it is.
I looked through all my books. One a British bird for sure. I looked through 3 or 4 books on British birds. I went for birds of Europe. Couldn't find anything similar. I was stumped.
Luckily, Ian is a man with connections, so he sent his photos to conservationist Simon King.
Hi Simon.
Hoping he could solve the mystery.
This bird just stumped me. Have you got a clue?
You know, I'm not surprised, Ian, that you didn't recognise it, because I do know what it is, but it's not a native British species. It is called a red-billed Liostrix.
More commonly known as a Chinese robin, there are populations on the continent and perhaps in London. So it's a rare sight indeed in rural Wiltshire, especially as the species originates on the other side of the world.
They're actually native to China and the Himalayas or Southeast Asia. You think, what's that doing? You know, in the back garden. They are starting to develop little populations, feral populations in continental Europe. The photos you sent me, I couldn't see a ring on that bird's leg.
No.
So I'm pretty sure that would have been a wild-bred bird in the UK. But it's a cracking-looking bird. It's a real beauty.
Yeah. Really, really pretty. That's what caught my eye.
Well, I've never seen one apart from knowing what they look like in photographs. So, yeah, well done. It's a good one.
Now that Ian snapped a rare bird in his front garden, back at the day job, he's taken up the challenge of photographing one of Britain's most iconic raptors, the red kite, along with the park's most majestic creatures, the lions.
We get the red kites come down to feed up with the lions. And that's one of the shots I want to try and get. You know, I can get a blue chip on the feeder every day of the week. And it's great to get that, but I can't get a red kite flying in between two lions. You know, that takes a lot of time and practice and a bit of luck.
We'll catch up with Ian later to see whether Lady Luck